Alright, welcome everybody to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. It has been a while since I've done one of these for IRL Yu-Gi-Oh! I've not been able to play here in a good number of months. Just had some issues like actually getting the locals, car problems, etc. But I actually went to my first locals here this past week, did decently enough, finished X1, came in fourth, was good enough to pull a Per Lily from our OTS pack, so all things considered, a success. But first deck I wanted to go back and before I jumped into this new format was one that I'm a little bit more familiar with, which is Exosisters. There's been a lot of variations or a lot of fine-tuning that the deck has done, but I think the best way to play it is not the one how my deck is, but I'm going to show you guys what it is, and then I'll tell you how you should probably build it, which is probably going to be the only changes I would make to the deck. So let's go ahead and get this profile started with the main obvious one that you got to play of, 3 Exosister Marthas. This is the main heart and soul of the deck that has never changed. Reveal her, special summon her plus an Irene, or not Irene, Alice. Gets your play going. The thing about her effect though is if you special summon her this way, you're only locked into Exosister monsters for the rest of the turn, so kind of be careful going about that. Really good. And then if a card is moved from the graveyard, you can just X these on top of her, so works pretty good if you have something like a Michaelis out or a Called by the Grave or certain other cards out there. So river, and because we're playing 3 Marthas, we also got to play our best extender, Triple Ellis. Easily the best extender in the deck. Just if you control an Exosister monster, you can special summon her, and if you control a Stella, you can gain 800 life points. And because we're playing 3 Ellis, we are also playing 3 Stella. I wanted to maximize on the names, so 3 and 3 just to be able to get this going. Though I usually side 1 out, depending on the matchup, just so that she doesn't clog up the hands. But in order to make the best use of our trap card, Stella is in there as well. And Stella's effect is when she's once per turn you can special summon 1 Exosister monster except yourself, and if you control Irene, or not Irene, Alice, you gain 800 life, and then 2 Sophia, and there's Irene. Again, because I want to maximize on both my Vadis, or mainly on Vadis, it's why I play those. Both of these can interfere with Prosperity, but I feel like if you don't open Prosperity, being able to get an extra draw off of Sophia is always good. Sophia lets you draw 1 if you control 1. Irene lets you put back an Exosister card to draw 1. So, not too bad. Exosister card from hand. And that is it for our main engine monsters. And then for our hand trap monsters, Triple Dimensional Shifter, because he is good. Most annoying card that a lot of players have to play against. Has decent matchups against a lot of different matchups. Triple Ash Blossom, best generic hand trap in the game still. Always good to play. And then that is it for our monster lineup. We're going to go ahead and go into our spell lineup. And starting us off, 3 of our best consistency spell, Triple Exosister packs. Let's pay 800, add an Exosister card from deck to hand except packs. Then if you added a monster by the effect, you can special summon it if you have the name in the graveyard. So if you add Martha and you have Alice in graveyard, you can special summon Martha. Decent, but you can also search out some of your traps if you so desire. The only drawback I have about packs is that you can't activate it during like the standby phase, so it does become susceptible to something like Drone Lockbird. And then for consistency, there we go. Triple Pot of Prosperity. We have the room to kind of play multiples of these. It's not too bad. Reveal or banish 3 or 6, reveal 3 or 6, add 1. You cannot draw cards the turn you activate it, so it does interfere with both Irene and Sophia. So kind of be careful around that. And then for kind of some of our generic traps, generic spells, we've got Triple Dark Ruler No More. I feel like going second is a big issue for this deck, so I want to play some decent going second cards in case we lose the die roll. Dark Ruler No More is pretty good. Double Forbidden Lance, this is actually a really nice tech card. One of the issues with a lot of the Exosister monsters is that they're fairly weak, and so they can't really beat over too much stuff. Forbidden Lance is a good way of not only beating over things, but protecting your Exosister cards from traps, spells, so if they're trying to Book of Moon you, if they're trying to, all that kind of stuff. Forbidden Lance is pretty good, is a pretty good tech option. And then a couple one-up powerful spells, Change of Heart, just to, kind of break an opponent's monster. Harpy's Feather Duster to deal with annoying back row. Called by the Grave if they are trying to hand trap, stop you. Triple Tactics Talent if they activate something on your turn. It's not too bad. Again, some decent going second cards in case you do need to break a board. And then for our trap cards, we have Double Bodice, Special Summon 2 with different names. Special Summon 2 that mention each other from the deck, so that's why we play Sophia and Irene. And that's why we maximize on Stella. And then Double Returnia, paid 100, immediately banish one monster on the field, then not immediately. Target a monster on the field, banish it, then immediately either Exi summon or banish another one if you've already Exi summoned this turn. And then 3 of the best trap cards in the game, Triple Infinite Impermanence. Good, like just kind of the best hand trap right now because it helps evade stuff like talents and thrust, and effect negation is still always key. And yeah, that is why we play that. So that is the main deck, 40 cards, not too bad. The changes I would do to the main deck is I would probably cut out a Stella, that's always tough when you're trying to think about what you want to cut out. But definitely I'd cut out a Stella. I would probably cut out like the going second kind of, or not going second, but I would probably cut down like on Vadis, and yeah, on Vadis I do like Double Returnia, so I'll probably cut out a Vadis, probably cut out Change of Heart, and then definitely cut out like a Dark Ruler No More, and I would play 2 of the Spirit Monsters each, because one thing I was noticing as I was playing through the deck, playing the deck, is that whenever I did not have the Martha play, I would have liked like a better normal summon, and even then, if I could do another play besides Martha to kind of open up my extra deck. I mean, there's not too much like non-Exosister stuff that I play in there, but like to still have those options available for me would be nice. So that would be really the only main change I would do in the main deck. Forbidden Lances turned out to be really, really good for me. But speaking of extra deck, let's go ahead and kind of showcase what we got there. One Gabrine, she is the quick effect monster negate, and then she is also part of the key to finish off games where you detach material to increase these attack up all special summon monsters. I believe special summon Exosisters. Let me double check. All Exes monsters you control will gain 800. So pretty good to finish out games. A Sophiel. So what I like about a Sophiel is whenever you bring her out, basically your opponent's graveyard is negated. They can't activate effects that activate in the graveyard, and then during your turn she is a bounce. We've got double Cascatel. This one is whenever she's brought out. Her normal effect when she's special summoned, cannot special summon monsters from the graveyard, and then her detach effect is to search out a Exosister monster. So probably one of the first ones you'll go into with your opening play. The other one you're more than likely to go into is this one, the ace of the deck, Triple Michaelis. Quick effect banish, and then detach to search a spell or trap card. pretty good. And then of course your finisher, Exosister's Magnifica, can attack twice, detach material to banish quick effect, and then the other quick effect is return an Xyz attached to this card to the extra deck, then immediately Xyz summon on top of it. Works fantastically with Michaelis and Returnia because it is considered an Xyz summon, so you will gain the theoretically you can have a lot of different banishes with Magnifica. Banish a monster and then they respawn. You can respawn in turn to banish or to special summon Michaelis. Then you have the Returnia alive for 2 more banishes plus the Michaelis banish. It could be pretty nutty, and most of the time you bring it out though it is to finish off games. And then for our non-Exosister Xyz, these are basically prosperity targets, so you can go into them every once in a while. Exotonite for field clearing, Boguska to kind of stall out for a little bit, Redoer to be annoying, and then if you manage to get a battle phase with any of those in, AA Zeus. I want to play Typhoon. I would probably cut out Boguska, Redoer, or Exotonite to be able to get Star Slayer Typhoon. I just have not had the fortune to be able to pull it from my packs yet. So it's probably one that I should probably trade for or buy at some point. And then we play 2 Link monsters. Lina, the Light Charmer, Lustrious, mainly because we run light monsters. This is a nice generic Link 2 to go into. And if your opponent happens to have like a Veiler or something else in the graveyard, you can just special summon it to go into SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is pretty nutty. Banished if you use a Link, Xyz, Synchro, Fusion to special summon it, and then can banish up to 2 monsters, but then return them. So pretty good. And then finally for our side deck, for our monsters, the only monster we'll side in, Triple Droll and Lockbird. Just be wary of what your matchup is. If Droll and Lockbird is a better matchup than say Dimensional Shifter, I always take out Shifter to put in Droll. That's kind of my mindset because Droll won't work on the Shifter, and if I feel Droll is the better matchup against certain decks, then we take out Shifter, we put in Droll. Ooh. Sorry. For our spells, Capra-Divin, and then double Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm for more field clearing. Capra-Divin, it's decent, especially if you know what you're going to go up against, because you can use Capra-Divin as a way to kind of stall out. Whenever you summon an Exosister Xyz monster, you can declare 1 card name. Your opponent cannot activate cards with that card's name for the rest of this turn. Most of the time, I will either be calling Nibiru, or I'll be calling it a key piece of an opponent's combo, because I'll be Xyz summoning with Returnia while this is up on the field. And then the other effect that a lot of people don't read is whenever an Exosister, when an attack is declared involving Exosister monster, you can target a spell or trap card my opponent controls and destroy it. So it's a decent way to kind of pop some cards on your opponent's field. Okay, I'm gonna do one this way. Sorry, I'm just like trying to figure out how I want to put my side deck away. And then for our traps, triple anti-spell fragrance to be no fun allowed. Deck, triple solemn judgment to kind of prevent ourselves from getting evenly matched, or to prevent like a key spell or trap card from activating. Always good when you're going first, and to kind of help protect your board. And then our last board clearer, triple evenly matched. Let's get that more centered. It's a board clear, probably one of the best board clearers in the game. Alright, so that is my current Exosister build. Like I said, the one change I would love to do is to be able to get the spirit monsters in here to kind of give a more accessible rank 4 engine without committing to the special summon of Exosisters only, which is what Martha locks you into, in case you have some other place to make, and of course adding like Typhoon somewhere in there. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the day and hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you all on the next one. Take